Welcome to step 1 of this set of tutorials, taking you through deeper remote programming of the UI series mixers. In this first video, I will show you the basics of seeing what a TCP socket is and showing you how to view any command sent by a HTML5 page. So, as you know, this is our user interface here, and I'm connected via IP. When you're moving any fader, pressing any button, these are sending basically text commands over a socket to the UI mixer from your web page. Now, what is a socket? There's a few types of sockets. There's a HTTP socket and what's called a WebSocket. And what happens with the UI when you start your web application after basic negotiation that the unit is obviously seeing the IP address. We are the client, we are the web browser, the client, and the UI is the server. So we are sending a WebSocket request, then we receive an accepted WebSocket with all the information from the server, and then the UI changes it over to a normal socket, not a web socket, because that's a TCP socket, what's called, whereby we're just sending and receiving information to a port. And with UI, with the protocol that's there, it's actually very simple. It's all text-based. You can actually see what is being sent and what is being returned. How do we see that? Okay, so when you go to your Chrome, I'm in Chrome now, and you go to your developer tools. So more tools, developer tools, okay, and in here we're going to paste a little bit of simple code that basically takes the messages that the page is receiving, show me the messages on the screen here, and remove a couple of messages, for example the VU and the RTA. Otherwise you will have a lot of data here and you won't be able to see what we're doing. I will paste that code in the bottom of the video so you can cut and paste it if you like. Okay, so let's put that in there, and I'm going to just paste it here. And what we have here is we're grabbing the messages that are being sent. We're looking at them, we're removing the VU messaging and RTA messaging, and we're updating the log. So if I hit enter here, the first thing you can see is that alive is being sent. Okay, that means the web browser or your client keeps sending this alive command to the UI24 or UI12, 16, it's all the same, telling it that I'm alive, don't close my connection. Otherwise, in case you have 20 or 30 open browsers looking at it at the same time, and you're not using one for a while and alive is not being sent, then that'll stop. We have also snapshots being continuously updated automatically. Okay, let's have a look at some fun here. Mute. Let's press the mute button. As you can see, I had a command here called setD, and that is our command that we use to set any buttons. Mute 0, mute 1. Now you can grab that now, okay, and you are now able to use that in another program, for example, to detect whether the mute button was pressed or to set the mute button. Because if you send that to the UI24 from another browser or another program via a socket, then it will set the mute to 0. Okay, mute 0 means mute is off, mute 1 is mute 1. In the same way that we do that, you can do faders as well. So everything starts with a setD. If I hit the solo button, okay, so setD I0, which means input 0. I'll hold that down there so it doesn't disappear. Input 0, which is channel 1. Everything starts from 0 here, not from 1. So channel 2 will be 1, channel 3 will be 3. It starts at 0. And solo and 1 there, okay? And if I turn solo off, same deal. Okay, now solo is off, as you can see there. Don't run away from me. Okay, solo is off there. Faders, okay, so when fader, we're basically selling set D, I, and you can see it says mix 0, which means I'm in the mix. If I go to an og send, okay, and I put that up here, set D, I0, ogs 1, okay, in value, and ogs2 will be set D, ogs1, okay, but you're able to see every command that you're pressing here and doing, even if you go to the player. Okay, if I move the player values, it's set DP player, okay, player 0 and 1, because these are in stereo, they're linked, so you can see 0 and 1 are being linked together. And the number that is being sent is a number between 0 and 1 that corresponds directly to what the DSP is doing volume wise. Okay, if I put a USB stick inside the UI24, for example, which I have just done, okay, suddenly all the information will come up on the screen that there's a media get playlists, you've got update playlist, playlist reading, and message on the screen to that it's been mounted, and all that information is coming through that you could use. Then in the bottom here you can see all the extra information that came through that's on the stick itself. For example, there's a firmware update there as well. In any case, if I hit here now and I would select there, you can see that that command was sent to the server, and you could do anything you want with this. If you wanted to test sound wave, if I play that test sound wave, okay, all the information regarding that current state, the current position, the track position, all of that is being sent down the protocol in a text variable. And you can send anything, so if selecting tracks, if you want to select the track, that track there, or this track there, if you send that over to the UI24 or the UI1216, exactly the same thing would happen. I think in most situations now you would use things like muting multiple things together, or maybe you'd go to the guitar processing page and play around with that as well. So if I'm in the guitar processing page and I put the Digitech on, you can see Digitech enabled, and if I select Fender, so Digitech app number 5, so you could, for let's say, make a foot switch that runs over LAN that selects certain presets and effects that you've set up. If we go to presets, suddenly all the presets will come. So it's pretty cool that everything is there and everything can be sent, and pretty much everything can be controlled, including effects, obviously. So if we go to the effects send page and we control that lexicon, so lexicon effects this is effect 0, which is number 1, and this is the parameter number for it, and that's the value for it. You very quickly can see that any kind of control can be done here, and multiple controls can be done, and it's not something that's going to be complex to work out what you want to control from that point of view. So I think at the moment, play around, make sure you can see this and that you understand all the functionality, including patching, for example. If I go to channel 1 and I go to my patching send here and I select input 1 to go from input 18, and there you go. So source hardware 16, remember, 1 less, and the input source for channel 1. So all of that is again sent by the protocol, because obviously the web page is telling the server what to do. And in the same manner, you could create a little piece of hardware that does the same as well. So that's the end of part 1. Hopefully you grab the code, see what it does, and then we'll go into part 2 next time.